look at any travel links, perhaps even the use of a car if he had one. And the net will go even further than that. It will go right out towards the borders of the UK. And as was mentioned by your reporter there's always that possibility, because of the amount of hours that he has on the police, that the efforts perhaps even to leave the country. But be working to see if that has happened, but also to prevent it from happening as much as they can. So there'll be lots of work around trying to find him, look at the intelligence behind him, anything they know about his family, friends, associates, anything where he may well be now, and that will be their priority.
And just talking to Martin Underhill a short while ago, he was pointing out, the number of armed police who will need to be involved here, and the longer that this goes on, shifts change. How are they going to be managing to staff all of this?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Hertfordshire don't have as many of armed police as the Met, but the Met, they border each other. They'll be helping, and then let's not think that everyone just drops what they're doing and disappears. This is a particularly serious case that will involve a number of officers, and those officers will won't even think twice about staying on to try make sure that in these critical hours that they have enough staff and resources to try and find him when necessary. So the shifts coming on, there'll be shifts being brought in early. There'll be more shifts coming on off their rest days, and this is what the police do. They want to try and solve this as much as anybody else. So I think that there'll be decisions being made to make sure that there is enough resources, especially if he is sighted.
We've talked about the shock that's been felt in the local community here. 3 women losing their lives in one home, women who are all known to each other. It would also have been a pretty brutal scene for those first officers who walked in the door to witness as well.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, these are things that police officers see day in, day out, and it's difficult to cope with that, and they'll get the necessary help they need as well. But most of the time, they focus on what the job is in hand, and that is that that scene will be preserved. It will be now being looked at through forensic glasses, really, to make sure that they can prove that it was him that committed these offences. And releasing his details to the press is another way that you would suggest perhaps the SIO is very convinced that this man is responsible. But the officers, will be switching on to what they need to do. That won't just be the officers that unfortunately had to witness what happened inside the house, but it'll be everybody in that force area, the local force areas that are next to it, and indeed, with the amount of traction this case is generating in the press, it will be these police officers around the country looking and making sure that he isn't in their area, and if he is, that they can get him as quickly as possible.
And in terms of the decision to release the photograph and the name quite early on into this investigation, they must have had a certain confidence before they released that.
Yeah, of course, and the senior investigating officer is ideal as well. You look at those decisions that could be very impactful. But when you get to the name of a suspect and being confident that it is him, that next stage is how confident are you that without releasing it to the press that you can find him yourself. And there clearly is that element here where they need help. They're asking for help. They're asking for sightings, and not just witnesses close by, who saw him in that close yesterday, but now any sightings that people believe have happened in the time subsequent to that. So, that decision by the police, that SIO, is that he wants to help, but he's also making, very, very clear, or she may be making very clear that don't approach it. We just want sightings. Don't take matters into your own hand. He is dangerous. And if he is in possession of this crossbow, and if it was that was used in the case as well, then of course, that's another reiteration to say, let us know if you see him and we'll be there as quickly as possible.
Okay, Simon Harding, former senior detective at the Metropolitan Police, thanks very much. I think we can show you the shot, this live footage. This is where we're expecting an update from Hertfordshire Police very, very shortly regarding this triple murder in Bushey, scheduled to take place at 12:30, obviously slipping a little bit. We're expected to be hearing from Chief Superintendent John Simpson here at the police station in Hatfield. we will bring you that live as it happens. Maybe as we stay on this picture for a short time, let's just return to our correspondent Ashna Hurunag, who is down there in Bushey, in the community that has been affected by this. And people living there, Ashna, obviously aware last night from 7 o'clock, sheer police presence, enormous number of armed police, plus the air ambulance arriving. People really thought something truly dreadful. They knew something truly dreadful had happened, didn't they?
They did, Jane. This is now the scene of a triple murder inquiry where I am here in Bushey, and what we are seeing on our screens now is the police station where we are expecting to hear from Chief Superintendent John Simpson. Here he is.
Superintendent John Simpson, Head of Local Policing for Hertfordshire Constabulary. Police were called to a property in Ashland Close just before 7 p.m. last night. Officers attended alongside colleagues from the East of England Ambulance Service and, on arrival, found 3 women with serious injuries. Sadly, despite their best efforts, the women, who are believed to be related, died a short time later at the scene. The victims are aged 25, 28 and 61. Our overarching objective today is to protect public safety and to locate Kyle Clifford, who is wanted in connection with the murder of the 3 women in what we believe is a targeted incident. We have extensive police resources deployed to various locations in North London and also the Bushey area of Hertfordshire. The manhunt also involves armed police officers and specialist search teams responding at pace in the wake of what has been an horrific incident, involving what is currently believed to be a crossbow, but other weapons may also have been used. If members of the public see Kyle Clifford, they urge not to approach him at any point and to dial 999 immediately. Kyle, if you're seeing or hearing this, please make contact with the police via 999. Beyond the immediate search operation, a major crime inquiry has been launched, and we also appeal to the public for any information in relation to the incident. This incident will be, of course, of concern to local residents. Additional local officers will be in the area today, so please do speak to them if you need to. You can report information online at hearts.police.uk/report, via web chat at hearts.police.uk/contact, or call 101 quoting Op Inforna. Alternatively, you can stay 100% anonymous by contacting the independent charity Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111 or via their untraceable online form at crimestoppers-uk.org. Thank you.